genuinely have no idea if this is straight or not. Also, the lighting sucks, but here I am. Okay, so hi, I'm Miriam. Welcome back to my channel. So I've been doing some thinking lately about life, about my books, about my physical TBR. So here's the thing. When I first started my booktube channel, I bought a lot of books. I bought whatever was trending on social media at the time. I bought what I had heard was trending and popular during my hiatus from the book community, which was like a 6-year window. I bought these books not just because they were popular, but also because I truly believed that I was going to read them and I was going to really enjoy them. Some of these books I read and liked. Some of them I read and didn't like. Some of them are sitting on my shelf to this day, staring at me. So I stopped buying books for a while. I didn't buy books for about 6 months. I was pretty much only using my library and just reading books that I had on my Kindle and stuff like that. But then quarantine happened and my birthday happened. What I'm trying to say is I have accumulated a good number of books in the past couple of months and I'm running out of space on these shelves. And I don't really want to put another shelf in my room at this time. Even though I do have another bookshelf, I put a lot of old books on those and like just leave it for that. So this is my main shelf. I'm running out of space on it. Don't want to put another one in here because it would take up too much space. So I need to go through all of these books right now and I need to just really try to see what I want to get rid of. I usually don't do haul or unhaul videos, but I figured that this would just be a very chill, quick video for me to put out because I feel like I've really been slacking on content lately, but don't worry, it is coming, I promise. So yeah, let's unhaul some books, shall we? So we're gonna start at this top shelf up here. This is the shelf where I keep most of my contemporary books, some classics, but mostly like YA contemporary, a little bit of adult here and there. I also have this mug and this was given to me by one of my ex-roommates for Halloween / Dia de los Muertos. And also I have one of the roses that I was given for my college graduation. So that's cute, we love that. The first book that I'm thinking of unhauling, I don't know for sure yet. I really need to mull this one over, but it is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahira Mafi. So I read this book last year. It was actually one of the first books by a Muslim author that I have ever read. As I said, I was absent from the book community beforehand for many, many years, and it wasn't really something that I sought out or that was available to me, books by Muslim authors, I mean. When I got back into the book community and I saw this one was coming out, I was really, really excited. I was ready to see myself represented in some type of way. And I ended up overall enjoying this book fine enough, but I did have some problems with it that I honestly just haven't been able to forget about. And the overall problems that I had did end up kind of tainting the story for me in a way, which is sad, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. I have found a lot of other books that I felt more connected to and I felt that represented me just a little bit more. So yeah, I feel like that would probably just go to someone who hopefully enjoys this book a little bit more. The second book that I know for sure I'm gonna unhaul is Tempted by Megan Hart. So this is a book that my roommate last year actually bought on one of the occasions where I dragged her to Half Price Books because I was feeling sad. She is not a reader. She was not a reader. She will probably never be a reader, but she was, you know, one of those people that was feeling those urges to try to read. So she got this erotica novel and I actually read it last year when I was trying to see what I wanted to unhaul. I picked it up and read the first couple of pages and then I just flew through the entire book. This was a book about a married couple who have a threesome with the husband's best friend, and they have to deal with the consequences of that. But to be honest, this is just not the type of threesome story that I prefer. I prefer to read about polyamorous relationships, and this was not one. This was very, very not that. So she's going. Oh wait, there is one more book on this first shelf that I think that I want to unhaul. And it is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. This book is in mint condition because I've literally never touched it. I got it from Barnes & Noble and it has stayed on my shelf since. I really, really want to read this book at some point, and like the formatting of the book is so cool because it has pictures and excerpts from like the comic that the main character draws or writes or whatever. It has like pictures from it in here, and it's just like really cool, and I love the formatting of it. But to be honest, like my tastes are changing, and I don't know that I will be reading this one anytime soon, truly. So I feel that it would be best to just unhaul it, and then when/if I have an actual urge to really pick this one up, I'll just get it at the library, and then if I love it, I'll buy it again. See how that works? This is my Cassandra Clare Holly Black and Maggie Stiefvater shelf, and it's not getting touched. Moving on, this is my main fantasy shelf. I've read a lot of these books, but some of them, like A Darker Shade of Magic and A Song of Wraiths and Ruin and Mirage, I haven't gotten around to those yet, but a lot of these books I have read, and this is probably my favorite shelf because it has a lot of my favorites on it. As you can see, there is a gap because I am reading or rereading one of the books on this shelf for a video, and I'm sure you can probably guess what it is. Anticipate that if you can guess what the book is. This is my favorite shelf. However, there is one book on the shelf that is unfortunately getting unhauled, and that is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyan. This was a very, very solid book. I gave this 4 stars, but as the months have gone on, as time has gone on, I don't think about this book. I don't think about reading the sequel. I knew pretty much immediately after finishing this book that I was not interested in reading the sequel, just because I felt like I got what I got from this story. I got what I needed and what I came for, and like I just dipped. Like I really just don't feel the need to continue with the series, and I don't feel the need to keep the book if I'm not going to do that, and if I'm not planning on rereading it, which I'm unfortunately not. Doesn't mean I hated it. It's still a 4 stars in my eyes. Very good world building, very good characters, but we're moving on. So moving on to the 4th shelf. Here I have a continuation of my fantasy books along with some sci-fi, and also a little bit of contemporary mixed in. Kay Ankrum, but her covers for her books look like really fantasy-like, so that's why I have them here. I think this shelf is good, to be honest. I don't think that I'm going to get rid of anything on the shelf. The 5th shelf is my ode to Rick Riordan. This is literally all of my Rick Riordan books, except for one because it wouldn't fit on here. One book on this shelf is actually getting unhauled, but it's only so I can get another copy of it. So this copy of Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer, the first book in the Magnus Chase series, this is getting unhauled only so I can buy a hardcover with a dust jacket on it. I don't know what I was thinking, but I bought this version because it was cheaper than the one with the hardcover, and that really just defines my college experience. I feel like that sums it up perfectly. So yeah, now that I thankfully have a job and I can spare a few more dollars to get one with a dust jacket, I think that that's what I'm going to do. So then we have the last shelf on my bookshelf, and it is a miscellaneous shelf. It is the one with the books that didn't fit anywhere else on my shelf. This shelf is pretty hideous, but I will be getting rid of a couple of books. First book I'm getting rid of from the bottom shelf is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. This is Donna Tartt. This is like a modern classic, basically. Winner of the Pulitzer Prize. Wonderful, but I don't see myself reading this in the coming 3 years at least. I don't see myself picking this up, to be honest with you. So I am going to make the executive decision to unhaul it. I might send it to my friend who really loves this book and this movie. Guess we'll find out, but yeah. The next book I'm gonna unhaul is Cinder by Marissa Meyer, but fear not, Lunar Chronicles stands. I'm only getting rid of this because I have another version. I was gifted the new design paperback edition for my birthday, so I am going to be keeping this. I have read this book. I gave it a 3 or 3.5 out of 5 stars. This was a cute book. It wasn't my favorite, but I do have plans to continue on in the series. And I just really love these new designs. They're just the most beautiful thing, to be honest. And so I plan to keep reading the series in these paperback editions. Hopefully I like them. So the last book that I will be unhauling today is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is definitely one of the books that I was thinking about in the beginning of the video when I was saying I was buying a lot of these books because I heard that they were popular and they just kind of sat on my shelf. I have had this for well over a year and a half, and I, to be honest with you, don't know when I'm going to get around to this book. Like, I heard that it's good, but no one ever really talks about it in detail, which is understandable. But for me to be really excited to pick up a book, I need to hear like spoilers, to be honest. Like, I need to hear specifics that kind of call to me and make me want to read a book. So this was not one of them. I still really want to read it at some point, or at least give it a try. But I think I'm just going to buy the paperback edition because, to be honest, that cover is way more pretty than this. I really do not like this cover. And that wasn't really a problem when I bought it, but like now, since I don't even plan on reading it anytime soon, I just don't need this on my shelves. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining me in this trying time of unhauling books, but I have made room on my shelves for a lot of books that I'm actually really excited to read very soon, and also books that I have received or bought recently that I really enjoyed. So I am really happy that my collection is just becoming more of my favorites every day, and I will continue to get rid of the books that I don't love as much. I wouldn't really expect any more haul or unhaul videos for the rest of the year. Like I said, I don't usually do this type of thing, but I was just feeling it today, so I decided to do it. But yeah, that is all for now. I have some really exciting videos planned for my channel in the next coming weeks and months. I have at least 2. I'm talking like I have a bunch of videos planned, but I really just have 2, and I'm really excited for those 2 videos. So anticipate them. See you in the next video. Bye.